What do you have to say about this most recent fight that happened? Nate Diaz and Tony Ferguson. You you were on the phone with me yesterday. You seemed like you had a lot to say about that.
All right, well,
go ahead.
What
was your reaction to this this fight that happened yesterday?
This is gonna shock you.
How did you find out?
How did I find out?
How did you find out? What were your thoughts?
Me and one of my other combat sports degenerate friends were on the phone, and we actually considered almost doing an emergency podcast because of this. Because if anyone doesn't know, it was Chimaev, Diaz, Ferguson, Jing Liang, Holland, Daniel Rodriguez. That was like the top three. Those were the dog. There were other. It's 5 on a main card, but those are the top three. Are always like creme, whatever. So Khamzat was supposed to fight at 170. He came in at 178.5 pounds, something like that. Now, to a novice, that doesn't sound like much. That's the worst. That is probably the worst weight cut, worst weight miss I've seen in years. Years. I can't even believe. Like, people miss and they miss by half a pound.
Yeah.
A pound, 2. When someone misses by 3 pounds, people get pissed.
Yeah.
They're already pissed when you miss. If you miss weight, you give up 30% of your purse. So remember that. Mm-hmm. So you can make $1 million. You're losing like tens of thousands of dollars, like 30% of $1 million. That's insane, dude. Anyways,
by each pound that you miss?
No, if you miss at all.
Oh, you miss
if
at
you
all.
miss any, you miss by 2 ounces, which has happened. Miss by 2 ounces, 30% of your pay, and no championship belt. Dang. There was a belt fight. They cut the guy off. The doctor said no at 3. He had like 3 ounces left to lose.
Didn't Daniel Cormier have to weigh in? And he looked like a massive shit, and then he came back to the weight.
He lied. He lied, bro.
What?
I watched that shit.
Oh,
that was him against Anthony. Not that shit, because I wasn't there to see Daniel Cormier shit. I watched that weigh-in.
Yeah.
Which again, it's why the UFC is the best, because stuff like this happens, bro. Uh-huh. So he was going against Anthony Johnson, who is a murderer, knocks people dead.
Yeah.
And DC comes in. He had to weigh in at 205. If it's for a championship belt, you have to come in at 205 exactly. You can go under, but nothing over, and that's the thing. If it's not a championship, you can come in at 206. Mm-hmm. But that's it. If you come in at 206.2, 30% of your pay gone. So Daniel Cormier came in. I think he was a pound over. Something pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Something like that you can't lose.
Yeah.
So, and he had, the time was I swear to God, they had to weigh in at 12 at noon or something, and it was 11:50 or 11:55, something 5 minutes.
Yeah. Daniel
Cormier goes on the scale, misses weight, looks around his crew oh my God, and even the reporters are ooh, there might not be a belt on the line. This is crazy. It's a main event, no championship. If you're really desperate, you take all your clothes off. If anyone's wrestled, you know this. You strip everything, because you're really gonna cut that extra bit of water just to wear your shorts. No one would ever do that. Mm-hmm. And so he uses the towel, and you have to put your thing is you have to put your hands up, and he did not put his hands up. He clearly steps on the scale, and you see him with the towel going like this. Oh, too much weight. Oh, and he gauges he makes it so it's 205.
Yeah.
He pushed down, and it said 190, and he's and then 206 again. And you see him man, there's a word for that.
With the scale?
Yeah, because you're pressing. There's 2 guys holding the towel, so you press down on the towel. You only need to take a pound off. So if you just put your hands on it, your fingers, these 3 fingers here are probably a pound.
Yeah.
So just by putting them on the towel, you make weight.
Oh, so he didn't take a massive shit.
No.
Back.
Every wrestler who says something like that, any wrestler or whatever cutting weight, no, they didn't. They cheated. They you can't, if you take your foot off the scale, it doesn't really do it. People think it does. It doesn't really do that. It just makes it it just makes it fluctuate everywhere, and the athletic commission is gonna go, can you please stop and just put your fucking feet on? And then, I've seen, there was one guy so smart, I will not drop the name, but so he put his hands up. He was gonna miss. Yeah. And he missed weight before too. He puts his hands up as a flex, right? His coach came in to concerningly looking at the weight, he rested his elbow on his coach's shoulder. And fucking made weight. And nobody knew. No, and this was in New York City. That's all.
This is not like a big like. This is just like one of those competitions. Like,
I know. No.
Oh, you don't even want to go there.
No,
okay.
it was it was someone who shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
It was not good. It was bad, but it was one of those like nobody knew.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I knew. I watched it and I go,
oh no.
But like, oh my god. But there are things, man. Wrestlers like there's shit we don't even know to this day. Probably they probably fucking like have a can of helium in the back. They mainline. They just don't talk. Yeah, I made weight. Yeah. Like there's probably shit we have no idea they do because they're so into it.
Just what?
Guarantee it.
Okay, how much is that helium in your mouth gonna really like
exactly
lift you up? Like an ounce? Not even.
Hey, an ounce on day 3. You haven't had water. The last thing you ate was like applesauce.
Oh my god.
That's the thing. He took a shit. No, he didn't. There's no food in his system. There's no piss. There's no nothing. That was 2 days ago, my friend. That was 2 days ago. People don't understand. People in America, I love it. I guarantee 90% of this country's never been like actually dehydrated. Like think about that. Like clinically dehydrated. These guys are they cut like 30 pounds.
Damn.
There was a champion who fought for the 155 belt. He weighed 200 pounds. And before the fight, he passed out. Really? Before his championship fight, he passed out for 2 minutes and was unresponsive. He just fell over. Nobody knows this too. Shit. This is a secret in a way.
Yeah.
And they were like snapping their fingers and hitting his head. He's about to get in the UFC. And in the back they just got him up and he woke like he passed out.
Oh my god.
And they just woke him up. He went out and he fucking lost too. It was fucked up, man. That shit's not cool, but like that's how bad it is, man. People don't understand. There's 2 fights. They fight on Saturday and on Friday when they do the weight cut.
So going back to Khamzat, he missed it by 8 pounds. You said
8.5 pounds.
So then they just didn't do that, and they
I can't believe I went on a tangent. My bad.
Yeah, that's fine. You're good.
So what they did, if you go in at 170, you and I are gonna fight at 170. If you come in at 178 and I came in at 170. That is such a big miss that you almost in most states you can't even say I'll fight him anyways. Mm-hmm. They'll say no, because the whole point of the commission is to make sure the whole point they do is to make sure someone doesn't get killed. That's it. Yeah. In any matter. That's why when you're in the ring you get water, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So if you do fucking fall over, when you go to if you do get like a hemorrhage or some shit, you go to the hospital. Even the coaches they'll tell them at that moment what roids they're on, because it's him and the doctor.
Yeah.
But like in the commission, they know this guy had water today. Like that's the drug tests and everything. Like they're just annoying and shit, so they know. So Nate, even if Nate said, I don't know what he said, but even if Nate in this case said, I want to fight him anyways, they said no. So, but the UFC's the UFC. Dana White's the man. Dana White turned into Dana Red and fucking got it done somehow. And so Khamzat got in a fight with Kevin Holland the night. By the way, Khamzat got in a fight and started a fight that got so big they canceled the press conference the day before, which has never happened.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
So, but it was dope. He got in a fight with Kevin Holland. So Dana was basically like, "Hey, you missed weight," but Kevin Holland came to fighting at 180, a catch weight, by the way. Which the odds? The fact that it was a catch weight saved the card. If it wasn't a catch weight, if they fought at 85, it might not have happened. Anyways. So Dana's like, hey, you fought him yesterday, so you're gonna fight him tomorrow too. And you missed weight,
but with money this time.
Yeah, but you're gonna get paid this time. You feel like an asshole. And then Nate, everyone was memeing about like, dude, like I saw like, can you believe a healthy Nate Diaz and a healthy Tony Ferguson are gonna be in the same building and they're not fighting? I read that the day before and I was like, man, that is sad.
Yeah.
This is the first time in history where someone fumbled the fucking bag so hard that it made the fight better. So instead of having this weird, like, Khamzat's on such a come up, Nate is such a vet, and the way they start, Khamzat goes out like he's gonna go there to kill you in the first second. He does not wait.
Yeah.
Nate, his whole thing is he sits there the whole time. You can do whatever you want to him, but you're probably not gonna knock him out, and you're probably gonna be in that 4th and 5th round really regretting trying to knock him out because now he's going to knock you out. Like, that's his whole deal. Like,